UN Convention on the Rights of the Child in Scotland. Over the past half-century, academia, civil society, and young people generally have consistently called for the incorporation of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, UNCRC, into Scottish law. Incorporation of child's rights meant legally protecting the rights of children in the United Kingdom, especially those aged 17 years and under. This has propelled significant development and debate all over the United Kingdom. Nonetheless, the incorporation of the UNCRC is yet to be reached. The debate began way back in 2009 when Baroness Walmsley inducted the Children's Rights Bill into the British Parliament. It was drafted and sought to incorporate the UNCRC into UK law. However, due to the 2010 elections, the bill could not go beyond the first reading. This created room for people to discuss how best children's rights could be protected as NGOs and other public bodies pushed for its incorporation. To further children's rights across legislation, the Children and Young People Scotland Act 2014 was reintroduced in the House of Lords. The ministers were assigned a duty to consider the above bill by raising awareness of its principles, considering the views of children, and submitting the report to the Scottish Parliament every 3 years. The bill followed a series of developments, and by 2016 all the observations had been made. Forthwith, recommendations were made, and a campaign was initiated after the majority agreed to the UNCRC incorporation into Scots law. As a result, much progress was evident, and most recently the Parliament passed the bill on March 16, 2021. The passing of the bill makes a lot of changes and impacts legislation towards children. For instance, the child will be allowed to air their views in whatever manner they prefer. The courts will define the means through which children can communicate their views directly. The bill gives the Human Rights Commission power to raise claims on behalf of the state. All public services, police, schools, and public works will ensure all rights of children are protected in all work that they do. All persons under 18 years have children's rights regardless of ethnicity, religion, gender, language, and ability. The bill is a breakthrough in Scotland towards making rights real for every child. It marks over 10 years of campaigns by children, civil society, and young people. The bill follows a series of legislations, policies, and practices in Scotland. Such legislations include Getting It Right for Every Child Commitment, Children and Young People Scotland Act 2014, the Scottish Government's 2018-21 Action Plan, and the most recent, Children, Scotland Act 2020. All these have given the bill wide coverage, enabling it to address children's rights and family issues. Currently, the bill passed the royal assent stage, at which the monarchs make the Act of Parliament into law. The first stage involved the examination of the bill, taking evidence from all stakeholders. On the 20th of December, a report was published and further sent for recommendations. On January 15, 2021, the Scottish Government issued feedback preparing a brief for MSPs in the Stage 1 debate. Upon consideration in the House of Lords, the bill was unanimously passed on January 19, 2021. The bill then proceeded to the second stage where a series of amendments were made to strengthen the bill. It was then passed on February 11, 2021. At Stage 3, the MSPs further amended the bill, and a final vote was cast on March 6, 2021. Existing legislation to a great extent influenced the formulation of the Right of the Child Scotland Bill. For instance, the Children and Young People Scotland Act 1995 comprises the law meant to resolve disputes among parents over their children, especially due to separation. The Children's Bill amends the 1995 Act with the sole aim of ensuring the child's views are heard, those who are victims of domestic violence are protected, and ensuring that the interest of the child for the basis of the hearing. Additionally, the 1995 Act amendment removes the presumption that children aged 12 years and above are less mature to air their views. The amendment has ensured the views of particularly younger children are heard. The contribution and proposal of the bill have been made possible by several voluntary and statutory agencies. In 2016, the Welsh measure was passed in the National Assembly in Wales. As a result, all Welsh ministers were required to have regard to rights within the UNCRC. Upon this development, the Scottish government began consulting on the Rights of Children and Young People Bill in due regard to the UNCRC and its protocols. Children aged 9 to 13 years demonstrated a clear understanding of the elements of the bill. Therefore, disregarding the bill would have a negative impact on the rights of the children, hence the bill's recommendation. Children and young people continued to advocate for government to recognize their rights through incorporation even at a higher level of government such as first and second annual cabinet meetings with children.